Hi, everyone. Welcome. My name is Terri Malmed. I'm joined with my husband, Dr. Foster Malmed.
Nice to see you all.
Tonight, we are going to talk about ASEA, what ASEA is good for, how it helps with the immune system, things that we can talk about compliantly when we're talking about ASEA with people, right?
Yes,
right.
Absolutely.
So very quickly, I just want to tell you how Dr. Malmed and I got into ASEA. We were introduced, it is 10 years in August, we were introduced as a sports product and a cardiovascular product. I, at the time, was not feeling well, and I hadn't been feeling well for many, many years. I had gone through everything, Eastern, Western medicine, everything. And I started this sports water. A friend called and said, try this. It seems like a miracle. It's going to help with your cardiovascular and as an athlete. My husband was the New Jersey state champion gymnastics back in his day. I was a personal trainer. And so it just sounded really intriguing. So I started it. 3 days into taking it, I got out of bed and like almost all my discomfort was gone. The discomfort I had been feeling for like about 6 years. I felt fantastic. Day 4, day 5, feeling better. I wasn't having to nap. I had such extreme fatigue. I had such brain fog all the time, and started taking this. And in 3 days, my brain fog was gone. I was feeling amazing. I had energy. I was out shopping. So that was the beginning. I never went back to that miserable place I was before starting ASEA, and I'm just forever grateful. There you go.
And I got my wife back, and my kids got their mom back.
Yeah.
And it took a little bit longer for me to have my changes, but I didn't suffer anywhere near how Terri suffered. But my brain started working much better, and my digestive system started working much better, and my energy was amazing. And that's when we really started to pay attention and see that this was truly the greatest health science breakthrough in history.
Right. So why don't we first go right into some of the studies, because I think it's really important. Back when we started with ASEA, there was no health conditions. There was no empirical evidence. There was none. There was just us and what we were experiencing and the cardiovascular study that had been done. So it was very different back then, and we just really shared. It was our excitement, and we knew from the studies that were done what this product would do for the world. So why don't we just go over that first, then we can ask some questions and talk about what people can talk about.
I think that we should get to the part where people can talk about what they can talk about.
I agree.
So but I'm not getting to the part where they can't talk about what they can't talk about.
Exactly. Okay, I'm going to share my screen. Just give me 1 second here. I want to make sure it comes right up there. Wait a minute. Okay. Let's just move this little window right out of the way and play from the start. So as we said, we are triple diamonds with ASEA. Dr. Foster has been on ASEA's medical professionals board since the inception of it, and that's been 4+ years. We were the inaugural Business Builders of the Year, not knowing what the heck we were doing in this business because we were not network marketers. We were the Enrollers of the Year. That was the first thing. That was the first award we won, and boy, that was a shock. And we've been AutoShip All-Star 4 years in a row. That just means that we help a lot of people with their health, wellness, and
future,
their livelihood. So let me just move this along here. So why is it so important to talk about what we can talk about?
Okay, I love that question. So we have great studies. We have great collateral that we can use. This is from one of our brochures, and it just talks about this is cellular health from the inside out. And it's a groundbreaking discovery. And this just talks about how it is that redox signaling molecules is a big deal. And in as little as 4 ounces per day can make a huge difference in people. And that's in blood serum biomarkers and in lots of studies we're going to show what it is that this product can do for people. And it's not just can, but it's will. It will do things for people as long as they drink enough of it long enough. And we're going to just talk about exactly the best way to talk about that in the most appropriate way, because that's all that's proper.
Of course. So it's not about, it's about the science. It's not about the conditions, right?
Exactly. And that's so important because we are not an FDA product. We're not a drug. So, you see those commercials on TV and they show what the drug's going to do, and they show people who are laughing and playing, and they see all sorts of amazing things while then telling you what it is that are the side effects. And that's an FDA product, and we are not an FDA product. So we don't make medical claims ever. It's not appropriate. So everything that can go wrong with a human is going to involve cells, and this is a product that helps to enhance cellular health. So that's what we're going to talk about. So when you see on this little blurb coming from one of our pamphlets, it says more than 10,000 peer-reviewed scientific papers. If you go to pubmed.gov and you search redox signaling. Now, I did that 1 hour ago, and there were just under 32,000 peer-reviewed scientific papers. Mm-hmm. So in just the last few years since this pamphlet came out, we have tripled the amount of published research. And according to Dr. Gary Samuelson, the atomic medical physicist who was responsible for stabilizing the product, he says every peer-reviewed scientific paper that's on PubMed.gov represents about 1,000 hours of research. So with 32,000 studies, multiply that by 1,000, that's 32 million hours of research, and that's just in the ones that are found in PubMed.gov.
And that's dedicated to redox signaling.
Dedicated to redox signaling. So this is new in the science world, but it started back in 1998. So this is now a long time for those of us who are humans, and it's becoming a very, very big deal, and the research is just amazing.
Yeah, we just happened to get in before anybody knew about redox signaling molecules. Now it is the science of life. I mean, it really is. So, all right, let me ask this question here. It's so important to talk about scientific studies done by third parties that have clearly shown ASEA's effectiveness. What do you feel are some of the most important studies that prove why everyone benefits from ASEA, whether they feel different or not?
I love that part. The beauty of our science is that it shows that the stuff works. And we don't show that it worked on certain people. We always show what happens, and they're 100% of the time. And so one of the earliest best studies that we did after our original athletic studies was about oxidative stress. So just so that you know, so this study was done by the North Carolina Research Campus, and it was run by Dr. David C. Neiman, who is a physicist, who is a brilliant researcher down in the Research Triangle in North Carolina. And they showed a very important statistics, which was when we drink ASEA, they saw that the participants in the study decreased their oxidative stress biomarkers. Okay, that's awesome. So what does that mean? Okay, so let's say you have a car and it gets in a little accident and the paint is taken off the car and now you have bare metal. If that bare metal isn't repaired and repainted, it's going to get oxygen attacking it, and it oxidizes and it gets rusty.
Is that oxidative stress?
That car is now under oxidative stress. So that oxidative process becomes oxidative stress and you get rust. That's exactly what happens to humans. So you've all heard of free radicals, and those come from your environment, from your food, from your drink, lack of sleep, too much stress, too much exercise. Free radicals are formed or ingested or breathed in. And those free radicals, here's the science, they rip electrons off things and they oxidize them, and that's bad. So we'll talk about antioxidants in a minute, but that's why people take antioxidants, so they don't oxidize and rust. Because what happens when you oxidize?
That's what I wanted. I was just going to ask you. So we know what oxidative stress is. So what happens when we oxidize?
Okay, so when you oxidize and your oxidative stress levels go up and you don't have enough activated antioxidants or redox signalers, your oxidation turns into inflammation. And nobody wants inflammation. And when your inflammation goes untreated or undertreated, that inflammation becomes degeneration. And that's the aging process. And as we degenerate, that's when you're going to need to start calling your chiropractor and your physical therapist and your medical doctor and your massage therapist and your acupuncturist, because your oxidation has gone unchecked and has become inflammation, degeneration, and then your degeneration becomes some named medical condition, which we don't name, but that is cellular damage that started with oxidation. So when you drink this product, we proved that your oxidative stress levels decrease, and that's the beginning of that cascade that goes from free radicals to oxidation, inflammation, degeneration, and then some issue that you're going to want to get help with. And that's the beauty of drinking ASEA, is that it proved out that we decrease oxidation.
Okay, so if we decrease oxidation, then we kind of stop that cascade, correct?
That is exactly correct. So the first goal is to slow it.
Slow it, okay.
And then hopefully stop it.
Mm-hmm.
And then if everything's working right, then hopefully we can reverse it.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's why so many people say that they feel younger and they look younger and they act younger, because that cascade is being changed.
So we can make that claim that ASEA decreases oxidative stress.
There's your claim. So we decrease oxidative stress, and there's your claim. We can decrease the human rusting process by ingesting at least 4 ounces of ASEA a day.
And so we could make the assumption, so if we can slow down that oxidative stress or stop that, then that cascade after it won't happen.
That is correct. So we can help increase the body's ability to be healthy and well.
I love that. Okay. I'm just going to keep throwing questions at him as they come up to me.
She is. Luckily, we're married a long time. I know her questions before she asks them.
People are asking me questions, so I'm asking you.
Exactly. Okay. So let's talk about the next study.
Yeah.
Okay. So this was the biggest study, in my opinion, that we've ever done. So, of course, ASEA's studies are always done by third parties, and they're always done by some of the best third parties in the world, because we don't want to go to some podunk little laboratory. We want to go someplace big. So this one, you see, it says ASEA versus placebo. So we had a bunch of people drinking the product, and you can see on this chart that the pink line on the bottom, those are the people who drank salt water, saline. That some people mistakenly think that that's what ASEA is, and it's just not true. So we had people drinking a placebo of salt water, and they saw no improvements after 8 weeks. But the people who drank ASEA, 100% of them, that would be all of them, had amazing improvements. So let's talk about what those improvements are compared to the people on placebo who had no improvements. So look at what happened here. Genetic expression pathways improved by ingesting ASEA for 8 weeks. What's a genetic expression pathway? So we all know that we have DNA. That's your blueprint, and that's what's going to happen to you. You can't change what your DNA is telling your body unless you improve the DNA or you improve the pathway that comes away from that DNA to the periphery. What is the periphery? The periphery is the things that it goes to. So that's called a genetic expression pathway. So 100% of those that drank 8 ounces of ASEA for 8 weeks had improvements in these 5 areas of health that, if you're looking to be healthy, you need these areas to be healthy. Vascular health, digestive enzyme health, hormone balance, inflammation levels that we talked about before with the oxidative stress. And look at number 5, innate immune system pathway.
That's what we're going to talk about, right?
We're gonna talk exactly about
Mm-hmm.
that. So let's say that you're going through a difficult time.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say your town or your county or your state or your country or your planet is having a difficult time. And everybody would like to be immune to whatever it is that might be trying to get them.
Mm-hmm.
We drink ASEA because we want our immune system functioning optimally. And when those subjects drank this product, they had a 20 to 31% improvement in their immune system genetic expression pathway. Sometimes only 1% makes a difference, but to get 20 to 31% improvement in your immune system, that's a big deal.
So when you boost your immune system, what does that do? I mean, what does that mean?
Okay, it's a great question. So your immune system keeps you immune from issues, from attacks, from invaders, from pathogens. So without talking specifically, your cells go under attack by invaders all the time. We have this beautiful immune system that's supposed to fight things off. We all know some people who have immune system issues. We talk about in the news people who are immunocompromised, people who just don't have the immune system that they used to have. You typically find, now we talk about people who have real immune system issues when they're over 80. Other people, like myself, when you're over 60, your immune system is not supposed to be as good as when you were 20 or 30. So your immune system gets more and more compromised as you age because you're typically oxidizing. And when you oxidize and get inflamed, you're going to have degeneration in your immune system along with other systems. So this is all part of that cascade. We need to do whatever we can to keep that immune system functioning at its peak. And 100% of the people who drank ASEA had improvements in their innate immune system pathway, while those who drank the saline placebo had no improvement whatsoever. Okay, so we're going to remember that chart. This is just a different version of the chart. So notice at the top, activating the natural immune system, because your immune system is run, at least the operating system of it, is run by redox signaling molecules.
Okay, now we're getting somewhere. So we're oxidizing, we're getting to this,
we're getting inflamed, we're getting degeneration,
and the immune system is the whole thing. It's just...
Right. So all of those different pathways can be improved when you drink this product. But if you don't drink this product, you're not going to get improvements like that. And the beauty of this product is that it's exactly what your cells make to keep you young and healthy and strong, to keep your natural immune system functioning at its peak. But as you get older, as you get oxidized, as you have difficulties with your environment, as maybe your diet isn't as good as you would like, maybe you don't get enough sleep, maybe something around the world is stressing you. All of those things are going to decrease your immune system by increasing your oxidative stress and your inflammation. And now we have an answer that we can claim when you drink this product, we are going to activate your natural immune system. And people now have a choice. You cannot drink the product and not optimize and improve your immune system, or you can drink it and you can activate and improve your immune system.
And that's what I like. So not everybody has a kidney issue or a heart issue or a disease, but everybody has an immune system, correct?
That's correct.
Everybody has an immune system. Everybody can relate to aging, to that rusting, that human rusting. As we're aging, people feel it. They feel it. They can see it. They have those body aches. They have, they're tired. They're exhausted. They have brain fog. Duh, that's what I'm thinking right here. They can relate to that as we are aging. You're talking to anybody 30 or over, they can start to relate to those things that we're feeling. We don't have all that energy. And so immune system, everybody has one and everybody needs it to be better.
Exactly. And the older and rustier you are, the more you're going to see the decline of these genetic expression pathways. And now we can give your body help.
Okay. So let's move on to the next one, shall we?
Okay. So this is a very cool slide. This is for the sciencey people. Those who aren't sciencey, turn away. Okay. So these were some of the dozens of pathways that we saw in our genetic study that improved. Okay. So we're only going to talk about pathway number 4. So that is very cogent to what it is that we're discussing tonight. Okay, so pathway number 4, NRF2. Some of you know what that means. So the NRF2, as you can see by the title, controls the expression of antioxidant genes. Okay, so let's say we're trying to stop this oxidative process. We don't want oxidation because we know what happens. So we can start taking antioxidants. And if I tell Terri's story, how many antioxidants did you take when you weren't feeling well pre-ASEA?
I took handfuls. I probably took about 20 with 2 handfuls that I took every antioxidant that I could get my hands on trying to help myself.
Exactly.
And they weren't working.
And you didn't feel better.
No.
Because, as we know now, you were oxidized, but your antioxidants were not being activated.
There you go.
Okay, so that's
why a lot of people do everything. They think they're healthy. I was like the healthiest sick person, or the sickest, healthiest person you know. I thought I was doing everything right. I just was lacking one thing.
Exactly. So all she needed to do was add redox to her system. Back then, all we knew was it made her improve. It made her health and wellness improve. Now we know after our genetic studies, we improved the NRF2 genetic expression pathway, and that's the pathway that controls the expression of antioxidant genes. So once we lit up that pathway by whatever it was, by 20 to 31%, she started feeling better because now her antioxidants could decrease her oxidative stress and then decrease the rest of that cascade that we already talked about. So when people say, well, what can I say about this? This product lights up our antioxidants. It activates them so that our body can heal itself. We can improve our health and wellness better by adding redox to our daily routine.
I think you might have answered this. Can you show a simple way to illustrate the best way to talk about how ASEA can be beneficial for everyone?
I think I might have just done that. So
I think you just did.
Now we know that you can improve the levels of oxidation and rusting. You can improve genetic expression pathways for the immune system health. You can improve the NRF2 pathway so that we activate antioxidants that's going to decrease oxidation, and oxidation decreases your body's immune system response. So when we can talk about those things, we never have to talk about anything specific about medical conditions. Every condition that everybody suffers with is the same. It is cellular dysfunction. It's cells that are not protecting themselves well enough. They're not repairing themselves well enough. And if they can't be repaired, they have to be replaced with new, young, healthy cells. When you add ASEA, now rather than continuing to degenerate, now we can add in a better repair process, a better replacement process, and now we can start to hopefully regenerate by improving our health and our wellness.
Can I just ask a real quick question? Because I know when we're talking about immune function, I think it's like, 50 million Americans suffer from autoimmune?
Correct.
I think that's the number, 50 million. And I always hear the question, well, if this boosts our immune system, my immune system is attacking my body because I have an autoimmune. Is ASEA going to increase that attack on my body? Is it going to hurt me? Because my body's already attacking the immune system.
It's a beautiful question. So the answer is no, it doesn't increase the attack on itself. It improves proper immune system function. So when we give people with who have issues with their immune system, we don't see that their autoimmune issues worsen. We see instead that their body starts to function the way it's supposed to, and now the immune system can attack what it's supposed to attack instead of itself.
Right, because it's just really about cellular communication. So when the cells are not communicating properly and the body is not recognizing that it's attacking itself, am I getting that right?
That is exactly right.
So when the cells communicate, when they can talk to themselves, they can actually make that correction. So it's not that it's boosting the immune system, it's boosting the cellular communication. Am I going the right direction here?
You're going right to the medical board. I'm going to invite you on. So the answer is that's correct. So these are signalers. So when you think about your cell phone, if you only have 0 or 1 bar, I just had a doctor call and leave a message on my phone, and it sounded like he was about 12 feet underwater, and I had no idea what he said because he only had 0 or 1 bar. That's what happens with your cells. When they're communicating poorly, as they oxidize and they don't function well, it's because the cellular communication is poor. By drinking ASEA, you improve your cellular communication, you increase the bars on that communication system, and you get better function in your genetic expression pathways. I'm so glad you brought that up, Terri.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. So so true cellular health is like, there's so many. When we started 10 years ago, we really were the ones that talked about cellular health. We were like a true cellular health product. Then it became the buzzword, and everybody talks about their cellular health, cellular health, cellular health. We're a cellular health product. Now, we have products that are cellular health products, but who can say that they actually have in a bottle what every one of your cells makes? So it's a little bit different, right? Because we're true cellular health, because these molecules are in every one of our cells. And if they're not functioning, their life without these redox signalers, we die. We cannot live without them.
Absolutely correct. So when Terri asked the question, can anyone else claim that they have these redox signaling molecules in a bottle? Some might, but they're not.
No, they can't.
Honest.
No, they can't.
It's not true. We are the only ones. It's a native product, which means that, natural means like a blueberry. Your body doesn't make blueberries. This is a native product. Your body makes these molecules, and the only place that you can find these molecules to help your body function at its peak is in your own body and in our bottles and in our tubes of gel, which is not the discussion for today.
Right. But again, there's so many products out there that they say they're cellular healing products. But like as Foster said, do our cells make vitamins? Do they have, are they making vitamins? Are they making
I'm so glad you asked this question.
Are they making these things that are these products that these, what would we call ingredients that are in products? They're not.
Okay, so that's a great question.
Thank you.
Opens up a couple of things. Okay, so first of all, what does our body makes? Our body does make antioxidants.
Yes.
Okay, so we're going to talk about for a moment, our body does make the most powerful antioxidants on the planet.
Mm-hmm.
One which you may have never heard of is glutathione. Glutathione is the most powerful antioxidant on the planet, and it's very difficult to get it into your system from what we call an exogenous, an outside source. When you drink ASEA, you improve the bioactivity of your own glutathione by up to 800%.
Ooh,
that's
awesome.
A big deal. If you want to know what low glutathione causes, go look it up. You'll be shocked. It's pretty much everything that takes you off the planet.
Yeah.
When you're looking at those other things, so we have the ASEA Via line. We have some of the greatest supplements I've ever seen. So your body's not producing those things, but we're adding them because for the body to be at its healthiest, for it to be functioning at its best, to have the most powerful immune system possible for you, you have to have the labor of the cell.
Mm-hmm.
That's ASEA.
Yep.
You have to have the brains or the operating system of the cell. That's the communication system. That's ASEA. But you have to have proper nutrition. You must have it. If you eat nothing but sugar and bus fumes and alcohol, you're not going to be as healthy as someone who's a vegetarian. Mm-hmm. So those things that we take in the ASEA Via line or in other supplements, those are nutrients. Those are things that the body needs to figure out to use them. And you want things that are hopefully micronutrient, really simple to be able for your body to employ, to use with the redox signalers so that now you have proper building blocks and nutrients. And then you add in the ASEA, and now you have the operating system or the brains, and you have the labor, and now you have the complete cellular health package. And you do those three things, the 4 in the ASEA Via line, and then lots of ASEA. We won't talk about doses tonight, but you have your best shot at improving your genetic expression pathways and keeping people healthy without talking about any sort of medical conditions, because that's inappropriate, it's improper, and we never talk about improving, healing, curing, preventing. We just don't do that.
So if I was to say, so first, ASEA doesn't claim to cure, treat, diagnose, prevent anything. What it does, it is allowing your body to do what it was designed to do and communicate, the cells to communicate, to, if they see that there's a problem, to repair that problem. If they can't repair that problem, it's to replace it, kill the cell and bring in a new healthy cell. So those are things that we can claim, correct? Did you want to go? What did you wanted?
I just want to think about how we can talk about it.
Do we have any more here?
We do.
Okay. All right. Go ahead. If you want to go back to.
I don't.
You want to go back to this?
I do.
Okay.
I want to go right there.
He wants to go right here. So ASEA equals wellness.
Okay. So on the medical board, they drew this out for us. And they said, when people aren't sure how to talk about ASEA, there are lots of ways that we can go wrong. So we're only going to talk about how it is that we can go right. So you'll see on this chart, on the left side is people who are not well. So they have something that's keeping them from being well. And we don't tell them that we can get them from not well to well, because that's not appropriate. So for us to stay in the safe zone, it's to talk about wellness. It's talk about how we can optimize genetic expression pathways, how we can decrease oxidation, how we can improve NRF2 and antioxidant activation, how we can improve messaging,
our immune function,
how we can improve immune function.
Immune function. So, everybody's looking for immune boosters. Everybody's looking for something to help them in this time, and it's going to be in the rest
forever.
Of our lives. Yeah,
exactly. Everybody wants a better immune system, and we have the product that optimizes their immune system in a genetic expression way that can improve everybody's future. They just have to take enough of this product long enough.
That's right. So talk to people about what ASEA can do for them, because remember, again, I know people want to speak their truth, but the truth is what ASEA did for them. It doesn't matter where they were before. It was where they started with ASEA and how they feel now. You can't go wrong when you talk about your feelings. And that's what people care about. When you're talking about your condition and you feel that ASEA has done this for you and your health condition, that doesn't relate to other people. You know, they say, wow, what a great story he has. What a great story she has, but I don't have that. Why is this going to help me? See, so ASEA helps everybody. And let's talk about what it will do instead of what we can't talk about. Let's talk about what ASEA will do.
Right. And the bottom line is, if you talk about things that you shouldn't talk about, you put the company at risk. If you love the product, you put the ability to procure that product at risk. And we don't ever want to do that. We want this product around for decades. Mm-hmm. We're going to be around for many, many decades. And we want that product for that long.
And all of us that were in from the beginning 10 years ago, like I said, all we knew was this was going to help us with our
cardiovascular system.
and with our athletic and with cellular communication. That's what we knew. And we were excited. And we had every right to be excited because what we were excited about was true. We didn't know. We just knew that the possibilities. And those possibilities have already come true, and they're just going to continue as more studies come out. So be comfortable in talking about from that well to the very well. And don't worry about talking about from when you were 2 years old and how you felt when you were 2 years old. Talk about how you felt and where you are now. Okay, so let's stop this.
Thank you all for being